This is the C Word Podcast. Everything talked about in this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and is not financial advice. You should always seek professional financial advice. Now, onto the podcast.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
You know, this is officially a thing. We said that last time, but you know, this is.
It gets more official every time.
It gets more official every time. It feels more real every time we do it.
Yeah, I feel like we know what we're doing.
I know. Well, we say that, but this is the first time we're doing video.
Yeah.
And this is the last time we're here at Pirate.
Yeah, I mean, Pirate's been great, but it's just really far away from where we both live.
Yeah. And also because we do this on the weekend.
Yeah.
As soon as there's as soon as there's some tiny, teeny weeny little bit of like transport problem, people in London will know this. The whole network is done.
Yeah.
And your journey goes from 25 minutes to 3 hours.
Uh-huh.
And it's rough. And basically that's what's happened today.
I didn't even check the trains until I was setting off.
Yeah, same, because you assume that it's London, great old London, everything's going to be fine, and it's just not. Yeah. It's just not. Most of the time, it's not.
If I wanted to get 4 trains and a bus, I would just move to Manchester. I saw a really interesting video about crypto, and it was a shirtless guy.
Classic.
With really big hair, and he was going wild.
Sounds like a turbo nerd.
He was like, yeah, fucking Trump's in. This is it. Trump. And then it cut to 3 months later, and it's the same guy in a room being like, I've never lost my money in my whole life. I haven't made any money this month. I made no money off investments. I'm losing money on crypto. And it was like, I mean,
to be fair, I think I can't help but think that most people went through that, right? I mean,
yeah,
to an extent, I was hopeful, right? I wasn't exactly on that level, but I was hopeful. I was thinking that, right, okay, maybe something's gonna happen.
Yeah,
maybe we're gonna get like some traction with crypto being picked up in like shops and stuff like that. You know, actually legitimize the use of its store of value.
Yeah, that's it. I think we approach it from a very different way, is what I've realized. Like, a lot of people see crypto as an investment vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And we're more excited about it as a technology.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a lot of crossover in the two.
No, there really isn't. And that's the sad part about it. There's literally no crossover, which really, really winds me up.
I think the only way that they were correlated previously, like before, when was that last crash? Like 3 years ago, the big.
I think so. So it feels like it, yeah.
The big one. Because I was still working in crypto.
Yeah.
And then all the work kind of dried up. And it was because they didn't have money to pay people because the value of their crypto went down.
And do you know what?
And all of the company holdings were in crypto.
The same thing is happening now, again.
Yeah. But the same thing's also happening in everything, like.
But I can't
regular
help
businesses, banks, and
this is true.
Like, no one's getting pay rises. No one's getting
with the value of everything going down. But if there's one thing, you know, I've learned over the years is that crypto seems to get hit quite hard, and I think that's because what do people get rid of or change back into fiat currency the moment there's volatility in the market?
Yeah.
It's the thing that they don't believe in.
Yeah.
You know, the thing that was actually the magic beans, they will dump that ASAP.
I think it's weird because, as well, like, it's already volatile. So if everything else is volatile, it's like gold and Tesla. And like, obviously Tesla is a weird case, but and like all these big companies that everyone talks about shares of, and all these shares that are plummeting, they're like usually more steady. So if they become volatile, ditch them.
Yeah.
Like, the crypto was always volatile.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't. But obviously, I'm not an investor. Otherwise,
well, I know. Well, and same here. But one of the big things we need to talk about is the ByBit hack.
Go on.
$1.4 billion hack, the biggest in history.
Yeah, and how did you do it?
What do you know? I know we're mates, but you know, how good of a friend are we to each other?
I mean,
so
always out hack each other.
I just can't believe another month goes by between episode 2 and episode 3.
Yeah, 1.4 billion.
Biggest hack in history. Every time it's just some massive story. It's classic crypto.
Yeah.
Always some wild story. And this is like easily one of the biggest so far.
Yeah.
You know, $1.4 billion hack from ByBit.
Yeah.
And do you know what astounded me the most from all of this?
Go on.
It was a low-tech hack.
Yeah.
It wasn't, you know, for a hack of this, you know, let's just compare this to how a heist might happen.
Gotta love a heist.
Yeah, gotta love a heist.
Yeah.
In a bank, for example.
Was it a monkey wrench hack?
What is that? I love how it sounds, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, no, and you won't because it's so untechnical. A monkey wrench hack is when someone breaks into your house and makes you log into something with threat of hitting you with something big, like a monkey wrench. It's like someone just comes in and they're like, open your wallet right now and transfer me all your Bitcoin or I'll shoot you.
But that, I mean, that totally makes sense. That happened as well. You know, when crypto was an all-time high, well, not this peak, the last one.
Yeah, 2021.
I remember there was these...
It was the one when everyone in lockdown was buying crypto, right? The stimmy check.
Yeah, I think, I think that was the one, yeah. So basically, I remember reading stories that whole families were being held up for their Bitcoin. And it wasn't even in like a city or so. I just remember it being in Wales, in the countryside or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was mad.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it happens everywhere. But yeah, well, so that's a monkey wrench hack.
Oh, yeah, I really liked it because I was thinking about it after what you were saying about having your 12 words in a set.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, you could just say you don't know and you'd have to go to the bank and get it.
It's
but
wild.
yeah, most people don't do that.
Yeah. So the ByBit hack, it was a real... I don't know. I'm just really surprised by it because it was
how low tech.
It was so low tech. Right, we'll go into detail, but like the long story short of this is some developer installed malware on their machine, which allowed a hacking group to take over the machine and write over the code of some website that was used to transfer routinely a lot of money. And do you know what they did? They just
changed the wallet address.
They, in a nutshell, all they did was they just inserted some code that just sent the money somewhere else.
Yeah.
In it, oversimplified. Right?
Yeah.
You
it sounds like a cartoon.
It does.
Like,
it does sound like a cartoon.
They just turn the arrow the other way. And then the guy with the bag of Bitcoin went down the wrong road.
I can't stress how close to the truth that actually is.
Yeah, no, it's mad. Yeah, and they managed to do that because there was some dirty boy.
Well, do you
downloaded something.
Yeah, probably. Here's the thing: it was just a developer machine. Now, the problem with developer machines is that they generally, because they're a developer, they have generally some form of access to infrastructure and the services, for example, that are hosting the websites.
Yeah.
That's how they got in.
Also, why do developers of things so valuable? Why do they not just have a separate laptop that's just for work? Did they download the malware? I'm guessing you don't know. But
I imagine it was.
It seems unlikely you would down malware at work by mistake. Like malware usually comes through personal use internet stuff.
Without going into detail, I can imagine. I don't think it takes anyone much imagination to figure out where that came from. But
no, I mean. It wasn't LimeWire.
Winamax.
Yeah, I mean, since the days of downloading movies and music have gone, there's not many ways to get viruses on your machine.
No, you're right.
Unless it's an email.
So it must have been
or something. Like the Sony one. That was another big one.
Well, yeah, that's true actually.
That Sony hack
that was wild.
Just an email.
Yeah. So who knows how the malware or whatever it was. It might have been malware. It might have actually just been a phishing attempt. I don't know. But there's very sophisticated ways for code to be injected onto your machine these days.
And who does everyone think it was?
North Korea.
Again.
The Lazarus group, apparently.
God, I love the Lazarus group.
You know, and we're wondering how North Korea is surviving and they've got these guys running the show.
Yeah.
You know, like absolutely smashing it on the hacking scene.
Yeah.
Like they don't really need to care
No.
where their money's coming from. Like they've got 1.5 billion.
Yeah. The thing that gets me is like how slow all the other countries are.
Yeah.
Because it's not like other countries don't do illegal shit all the time.
Yeah.
There's genocide, there's war, there's like just generally like overthrowing regimes for no reason. Just like, people do a lot, and they're like, I'm not gonna hack this website to steal money off people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah.
Right. So
I mean, also it's very easy to blame North Korea.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, but they're not going to say anything.
And North Korea have this secret group of hackers that keep, every time money goes missing, it's them.
Oh, it's them because we don't know anything about them. So just blame them. They're not going to say anything.
You know who did this? That guy I don't like. Okay, sure.
Okay, let's believe it because no one knows anything about that guy.
Yeah.
So it's easy to believe it. So, but yeah, I couldn't get over how low tech it was. It was just your classic sort of like bank scam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your classic email scam where it was just like, you know, you open the email, it says, oh, you need to log into your bank to do this. Press this button to log in here. They pressed it and someone logs in. Obviously, that's not how it happened with this attack, but it would have been very similar because whatever they clicked on or whatever they did, they might have downloaded and installed something. And I'm speculating here. That allowed access to the developer machine. And all they did was they looked at the machine and go, right, this has got access to that website that we need.
Yeah.
And they just changed a couple of lines of JavaScript.
Do you think they just go numbers, or is that like they look at the websites that they need and see who has access and then try to find it?
Do you know what? I'm not entirely too sure, but what I do know.
Not hacking advice.
Yeah. This is not hacking it. What I do know
Asking for a friend if you found a website you want to hack.
What I do know is that I've got to be careful with my words. But they took the smarter journey, the smarter route.
Yeah.
They took the smarter route here because instead of doing the complicated thing, and which would have been like, I don't know, like some sort of complex deconstruction of like blockchain technology, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? They took the easy route, which was they just targeted a human. Yeah.
Always the softest part of any
the weakest
security.
part of the security system is always going to be, in my opinion, a human being, which can be manipulated, tricked, is subject to emotions.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, did you see the last Lazarus heist that was in?
What was that? I hear about them all the time, but I don't know what the last one was.
The last big one is when they hacked Sony.
Oh yeah, when they were releasing that film, was it the Dictator? The Dictator, which is a great film. By the way. Great film,
really funny. And they just hacked Sony. But then I think like because of that, they managed to get emails that they then duped, and then that went on to get more and more, and then they just stole loads of money. Yeah,
I mean, again, low tech.
Yeah, really, just efficient.
Just, you know what I mean? It's just so easy because obviously they can't break the technology. Right, and that's the beauty of the blockchain technology system in the first place. But
you just need one person to give you one password.
Yeah, but it's easy to manipulate a human via email, right? And I guess this is the same problem that we have like today. Yeah, we have that same problem today, which is what can we do? You know what I mean? Like it's still going strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like one of the easiest things to do, right, is just be where someone is, replicate a Wi-Fi of a work environment. Be like, oh, you've been logged out, you need to log back in.
Yeah, there you go.
And then they type the password and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Now I've got the Wi-Fi passwords. Done.
Not hacking it.
Not hacking
it. Credit to ByBit.
You're going to say Lazarus.
Yeah, I'm done with these guys.
Yeah. Credit to those geniuses at Lazarus. Doing it again and again.
Absolutely smashing it.
Yeah. Legends.
I have to give credit to ByBit. They gave all the stolen funds back to their customers by way of like creditor loans and stuff like, not creditor loans, like their backers and stuff like that. You know, people who have invested in the company have loaned them all the money to give back to the people that lost funds.
Yeah.
Which is why we haven't seen any bad sort of like press.
Yeah, it'd be all in the news
say,
otherwise.
Yeah, you know,
because
everyone was given their money back, which is, and they took on the loss.
Yeah.
Which is really good of them, because a lot of companies did not do that, or were not in a position to do that.
No. And
have lost their life savings, have lost their kids' college funds and stuff like that, which is grim.
That is what we talked about last time, though, isn't it? In like, there's one of the reasons that people wouldn't move fully to crypto is that banks give you like that 80 grand or whatever. If you lose all your money, they give you 80 grand back. And
this is why, this is the thing that we all need to be aware of. And this is why crypto has never really been truly adopted, is because we have this problem where if you lose your crypto, ain't no one giving it you back. Right?
Yeah.
If it's been hacked or if it's been stolen from a phishing scam, like, you know, the governments are not going to give you that back because it's not accounted for anywhere. It doesn't exist. It's not a real form of value.
Well, on a company scale like that, they would just be insured, right?
You would hope so.
So they get hacked and then their insurance just pay out and they get the money back.
If this was 1.5 billion hack of a bank, can you imagine the carnage?
Yeah, it'd be wild.
It would be wild, right? It would be absolutely wild, and there would be riots in the street and shit, and people queuing up at cash machines.
Yeah, and they wouldn't give people their money back.
But they wouldn't give you money back because, and what is crazy is like, a bank doesn't have to give you the money back as well. They also don't have to give you. You can go to a bank teller and say, I want to take out my money, and they can just say no.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they have that power to say no.
Yeah, or if you want to put money in.
Yeah.
If you turn up with like 10 grand in cash, they'll be like, no, we don't have to accept that.
Which is wild when you think about it.
Yeah, it makes it all kind of pointless.
Low tech heists.
Tax, yeah.
I still can't get over it now. Do you know what I mean? How low tech it was. Like, they just went into a developer's machine, changed the code on a website, and then just allowed it to happen. And then they just changed it back as soon as it was done. And what was crazy,
putting it back's wild. Like tidying up.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, in order to sort of complete the illusion, you know, they put the transaction back as if it was like, they saved the original one, did the hack, put the real transaction back, you know, to make it look like it was all okay, which is wild.
How quickly did it take? Because I remember as well that Sony one, it was like, I think it happened on like the 4th of July. It was something really American where they were like,
classic.
These Americans will be busy watching the Super Bowl.
With this, it was a bit different because they would have had to have planted the malware and then just waited. They would have just been waiting, because what ByBit do, I'm not entirely too sure if this is exactly how they would work, but what they do is every now and then they rotate the funds, so they move all their sort of like money to another wallet, and then periodically to another wallet, and they just keep sort of rotating where the money is living, because it's such a high value. It makes sense to move it around. This is sort of like the equivalent of when a bank has a high value thing, and instead of keeping it one place, it's safer to move it around. So that's what they're doing. They're moving it around. So what they did was they waited for the point where all these funds were about to be moved around. Yeah. And the way ByBit works is it's a multi-signature wallet. So it needs more than one signature, more than one person. In this case, 3. And they hacked the website that would execute the transaction after all 3 have signed.
Right.
So once all 3 signed, they were just sat waiting for it. And they used a developer machine to change the code on the website that would finally authorize the transaction. And then they went, once it was done, it was done. They authorized the money, instead of to be moved to another wallet, they actually authorized the control to be given to someone else. As soon as that happened, the money was gone. They saw it, vanished.
So in terms of explaining that, because when you sign something with your wallet, you're giving something permission to do something.
Yeah.
And if you thought you were just doing it to send something to somewhere, so on like a personal level, this used to happen a lot when NFTs were getting quite big. People would use it to do like wallet drains. So you would get sent an NFT and it would look like it was worth quite a lot, and then you would sell it because you'd got it for free. It looked like it was worth 1 ETH or something, and you would be like, okay, sweet, I'll just put it on.
And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you, right? For someone who doesn't know any better, like, why wouldn't you?
And then when it goes up for sale, you have to, if it's been bought, you have to say, yeah, I sign to send this NFT to this person. Yeah. But then in that NFT, it had a secret transaction like this where it would give power over the wallet, and then they would just drain your wallet. Yeah. Wild. So it seems like it's exactly the same as that, just on a massive level. Yeah. I'm trying to explain it for people that don't understand how.
No, but you're exactly right though.
Because you just take a box being like, yeah, I'm fine with, and often, I mean, like if you're doing it on a hardware wallet, it'll come up with like, do you sign this? And then it'll just be lots of letters and numbers. Yeah. In like a massive string, and you're like, yeah, fine, looks like a transaction. Yeah. But you don't know exactly what type of transaction it is. You just hope it's the one that you've just said that you want to happen. Yeah. Whereas if something came up and it wasn't what you wanted to happen, you wouldn't really know.
Well, this was the problem with the ByBit hack. I can guarantee it. What would have been really wild is just the fact that for the 3 people that were signing, it was just routine. It was just a routine thing that they do. I don't know how often. Every couple of weeks, every week, every day. I don't know.
Because you had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, it was just a routine thing. They were doing their job. They were moving their funds around, and every other time it wasn't an issue, but this time, it just happened to be that hack was in place in order to allow it to go somewhere else.
So when they're signed to move some of the funds to another wallet. But actually, it gave control of the entire website.
Yeah, it actually, so it gave control of the whatever smart contract or whatever was in its place, or
Is it weird that there was one smart contract running all of?
Well, this is
that big.
If you look online, there's a lot of criticism about the size of the attack. Surface area. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, because I would say like a smart contract should only really hold.
Yeah,
a couple of million.
They could have got away with doing a much more secure solution for much less work. Yeah. The attack surface of this was quite large because it involved website interfaces, all sorts of things that ultimately ended up in the attack being quite easy to pull off. In terms of like low tech and stuff, they didn't really have to try that hard. Yeah. They just lay in wait, change the code. When it happened, and the moment it happened, they were obviously watching, sprung into action, moved all the money out, and that was it. It was gone. And because of blockchain security and the way it is, they can't get it back. It's gone. Yeah. And what was fascinating is there are tools and stuff online where you can visually watch
your money disappear.
Your money flowing, right? And you saw the money flowing from the ByBit wallet. It was fascinating to see. It was just like, it was like a flower, like,
like a tree growing.
Yeah, tree growing, you know what I mean? And you can see the money being separated everywhere, all the branches, having lots of different more branches. What we're seeing now is a lot of this money is starting to get cashed out.
Right.
Yeah, it's starting to land in off-ramp providers, and they're choosing off-ramp providers that don't really do KYC.
Shock.
Right, obviously. Yeah. And that is ending up in people's bank accounts, and obviously this is heading back slowly but surely to whoever, wants this in the first place. Yeah. So, and even to be honest, wouldn't surprise me if they're using, off-ramps. For those who don't know what off-ramps are, off-ramp is basically a place where you convert your cryptocurrency to fiat, to pound coins, to US dollars. You are off-ramping your cryptocurrency to fiat world, and an on-ramp, inversely, is the opposite way around, where you take your real money, and convert it into cryptocurrency, and you're on-ramping. So yeah, and I can imagine that they are using even off-ramps with KYCs as well, because they can just fake it, right?
Yeah.
They can just fake it. They can put fake details in. They're fully prepared for this. So,
or even real details of people that aren't involved.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot like it's called cuckooing, isn't it? With
is that what it's called?
Well, like in the physical sense. So there's when gangs are they have like a crack house, or a trap house, some kind of, or like a growing house,
and they take over the house.
Yeah, and it's just someone that needs money.
Yeah.
Or owes them money, and then they're like, "We'll just use your house for illegal stuff."
It's crazy. It's called cuckooing.
Yeah.
Why do they call it cuckooing? Do you know?
Cuckoos don't build their own nest. They go in and take over someone else.
Oh, really? That's rough. Yeah. I did not know. That's grim.
Yeah, the Mandem are interested in ornithology. I don't know who turned it. It's just
wow. That's wild. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, that makes total sense. 1.5 billion. Like, it's a lot. It's like
3 Bitcoin.
Yeah, yeah. Fast forward a couple of years, that's what everyone's hoping. And do you know what? I've got something here that I'd love to sort of just go through. Total value of blockchains.
Go on.
By total value, the number one chain is Ethereum. Who knew?
I love Ethereum.
To be fair, I think a lot of people would have thought that was going to be Bitcoin.
Right.
Just people who don't know.
Because people talk about it a lot.
Yeah. I bet you a lot of people would have thought that was Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It was not.
But interesting thing about Ethereum is things are built on it. So there's a lot of... Have we ever talked about layer 1 and layer 2 blockchain?
No, we haven't.
A layer 1 blockchain works like Bitcoin and Ethereum are layer 1. And then things can be built on top of those. Not on Bitcoin because it's
old.
Yeah, it's just it's literal blocks. But Ethereum is smart, and it was built to have things built on top of it. So you can make apps that operate on Ethereum. So yeah, Ethereum's big because there's a lot of things built on Ethereum.
Yes, and that's why there's a lot of value inside Ethereum, because not only does it have the cryptocurrency itself, but it has apps built on it, which in themselves is creating an ecosystem of cryptocurrency, right?
Yeah.
A use for it. That's fascinating.
Yeah, and it's mad that people don't appreciate that, I think.
No, they don't. I think people don't realize it in the first place as well.
Yeah. But also that when we said about not financial advice, I moved all of my Bitcoin originally to Ethereum in, I don't know, I think it was like $3,000 a Bitcoin. And I was like, this is over.
Yeah.
It's peaked. It's not going anywhere.
Classic.
Because it doesn't do anything.
Classic.
It's just digital gold. No one's
Yeah.
going to care. And I forgot that rich people love buying gold.
Yeah.
And it just went off because
people
were buying it.
Yeah, rich people love buying gold.
Yeah. But really, like, I was like, no, Ethereum's the one because you can build stuff on it.
Of course.
It's the future of money.
Yeah. You can
and tech.
Yeah, you can not only you can build stuff on it, but a lot of people build stuff on Ethereum. They build cryptocurrency applications on Ethereum that grow the tokens to give the tokens a utility, a use. And they're able to grow the value of the tokens natively, on Ethereum. Granted, people are finding ways to do that now with Bitcoin, but the reason we've got Ethereum at the top spot is because of that.
What is the biggest in terms of volume layer 2?
There's a website called L2Beat Arbitrum. Yeah. So Arbitrum's another blockchain that's built on top of Ethereum.
I have a really good social media presence.
Yeah. And it's and what happens is they roll out this blockchain that's built on top of Ethereum. I'm again simplifying these things, right? But the problem with Ethereum is it's busy, it's slow, it's expensive. So they built another blockchain that's forked in a way. It's sort of not, but just trying to keep it simple. But it's forked.
Layer 2 sidechains and forks.
It's rough, But they built another blockchain, and this blockchain has got lots of things fixed about it. It's really fast, it's really cheap, it's quick. And what they do is periodically they send all the activity that happened on their blockchain, on the layer 2 blockchain, back to Ethereum.
Yeah. That's an interesting way of understanding it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like layer 2 stuff, they're basically like a manager reporting to a boss.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
At the end of the month, it's like, here's everything that happened on our
Yeah,
end.
that's a great way of describing it, you know? And they report back to HQ.
Yeah, they're like,
You
oh,
know?
by the way, we did all this cool
Yeah,
stuff.
it's almost like you got the McDonald's HQ and then you got the franchises everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't
Exactly.
need to go to McDonald's in wherever the first one was or their headquarters. You can go to a franchise, get it for cheaper and quicker because it's closer to you.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, they report everything back to head office.
Yeah, easy.
There you go. We did it, mate. We did it. We always do it. You know.
So cool.
Wow. I mean, that's justified. Justified. So shall we move on to number 2?
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I got sidetracked.
No,
on the
no.
side chains.
This is, I mean, it's necessary. You know, necessary education for the nation.
So Ethereum is biggest, obviously, because it's great.
yeah, and you can build apps on it.
And you can build apps on it. So there's more volume because people build on top of it.
Yeah.
Second one, probably Bitcoin.
No,
Oh.
it's Solana.
Again, same reasons.
Yep,
You can build stuff on it.
yep, Solana. And people know about Solana. More people than I realize know about Solana. It always surprises me every single time. I'm just
Big
like,
news, yeah.
you know, there's
That's
a,
nice wallets as well, like
Phantom
and stuff.
You know, and I think they have to, because if you're going to build a blockchain and you're going to compete, you've got to give people great tools and great experiences, and they understood that.
Yeah.
So they
were quite late as well.
They
I guess
were.
They had that sort of that advantage. Yeah, Sol's great.
so people love Solana, and that's what I noticed.
Financial advice.
Not financial advice, but people have a lot of love for Solana, and it's always surprising. You know, whenever I speak to people in like just random people, for example, like there's a guy that comes to valet our car,
Yes.
and he doesn't know Ethereum, he knows of Bitcoin, but he loves Solana. Like, there's just a lot of love for Solana.
Wow.
I've got a Solana wallet. I've got some Sol. I think Sol has a lot more marketing power.
One interesting thing. There's things on Sol that have a lot of crossover with traditional finance.
Like what?
Like version of shares as coins.
Oh, interesting.
I think a lot of people make them on Sol.
So
there's like GameStop shares
yeah.
on Sol. It's just a coin on Sol.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Oh, right.
So I think people know about it from like
Yeah.
it's
I guess
popular
so,
for
yeah.
like meme coins as well. Have the
Right,
chip coins on
Yeah. Yeah.
that are
And
on Solana.
what was the other one?
So a lot of mainstream people know about GameStop.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
And then there was they were launched on
Melania.
yeah.
And they're all on Sol. So
they were all launched on
I've not really
Solana.
thought about that.
So I guess that there's going to be reasons there for people sort of knowing what Solana is. Pump.fun, which was another wild thing. I believe that was launched on Solana as well.
Yeah. It is strange, isn't it? They'd be like, everyone knows about Sol because there was a lot of famous scams.
Yeah. I guess it did its job. You know, it did a job. So Solana rocking up toast TVL of 6.997 billion. We're talking, can I just remind everyone here, we are talking billions.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And there's a whole list of blockchains here. And the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The top 10 are in the billions. So this is a lot of money. We're talking about a lot of value here.
Should we do a quick rundown of the top 10?
So let's just recap. Let's recap. So we've got Ethereum clocking in at $46 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Solana at number 2, coming in at 6.9. Let's just say 7. billion. It's probably 7 billion now.
Sorry, it's at 69 billion. 6.9 billion.
No, yeah, 6.9 billion. I mean, it was meant to be
Classic crypto.
Bitcoin. So here we go. Bitcoin's number 3, right? So it's not even 1 or 2; it's 3. That is coming in
Digital bronze, more like.
Yeah, that's coming in at $5.4 billion. Not too far behind, but
that's not a lot.
It's not. It's not for how much hype it has. It's less than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
like someone could buy all of that.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting is there is a finite amount of BTC.
Yeah, as we covered in the last episode.
Yes, so there is a finite amount of BTC, which means that the value after a certain point will be locked, as in no more value can be created after a certain point, which is interesting. So in at number 4 is...
But then gas will just go up, right?
Yes, depends. Yeah, depending if the
You want
network is
people
busy.
to process it.
Yeah,
then they're going to have to get paid.
Exactly. So it will be interesting to see. I mean, we, like you said, we touched on this in the last episode. What's going to happen after the last BTC has been like mined? You know, we'll probably see the real utility of BTC appear, which we do not know what that is.
I'm excited for the last one.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be big. I don't know. I've just got this vision of like people in fucking pubs and stuff, like all waiting, you know, like for the last BTC to be mined. There's a big countdown, and we're all waiting. Yeah, we're all waiting to find out who's got the last BTC, and there's gonna be some big. I don't know.
We should do it live.
Yeah, we should do it live. We will do it live. Yeah. We will. It's going to be wild. It's going to be an all-nighter. In at number 4, Binance Smart Chain. A lot of people know Binance. Yeah. It's the exchange, and a lot of people would have accounts with Binance and use it. Probably was their first exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me as well.
Yeah. So that's coming in at $5.2 billion.
That's interesting because it's... it has utility built in as like being a platform, trading platform.
Exactly. You know, they as business models go, they did it right, I guess. Yeah. And it shows because they've got their own chain, they've got their own stablecoin. They've, you know, their total TVL for their blockchain is at $5.2 billion. So they obviously did something right.
That's Binance.
You know, in at number 5 is Tron. Tron, $4.5 billion for Tron blockchain. I'm going to be honest, I know nothing about Tron. I'll be honest.
I heard about it a while ago. I did not think it was still going.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the rest of the chains. Some of them I haven't even heard of. I mean, I don't know how other people are going to be seeing this, but like, they probably haven't heard of most of these.
What's the last 24 hours on Tron?
$75 million.
Wow.
Right, I know. It's active, right? It's active.
Yeah, we don't know anything.
No, I don't know anything about Tron. I just remember hearing about it, but I never interacted with it. I did nothing with it. No. Right, so
it's a fun name for a crypto.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's very nerdy and technical. You know, Tron.
If you're going to name a blockchain,
Tron.
Why not?
Yeah. In at number 6, Bearer Chain.
Bearer Chain.
BERA chain. Bearer Chain.
Bearer.
And that has a TVL of 2.88 billion.
Okay.
And in the past 24 hours, it's got a trading volume of $26 million. I don't even know what...
It's like a third of Tron.
What? That's the best we can give you right now, because that's all we know.
I can't believe I'm using my phone to film this.
I know, mate.
I would be
violently
Googling what this is right now.
I'm not going to lie, but you look great. Number 7.
Yes.
Base.
Base.
BASE. Base. And that is 2.8 billion total value locked. And it's important to note that Base is Coinbase's blockchain. And this was a natural move, I would say, for Coinbase. They are one of the biggest, well-known crypto providers and wallets that exist.
And they saw how much money Binance was making.
Oh yeah, and they
Their own
wanted a slice of that pie.
Yeah, go on.
Why wouldn't they? So they created their own blockchain called just Base.
So with Binance and Coinbase, you give them fiat. They put it into their own chain to make their stable coin.
Yes.
And then they use that to buy the crypto that you want if you ever take out of your wallet.
I would hope not. Because that just seems a bit...
I would hope not, but I'm...
Yeah, we don't really know. I don't know. Maybe, probably.
I think that's how they would do it, right? How is there so much money on? Like, no one's using Base or Binance blockchains to do anything apart from that. It's a
really good question, but the reality is when it comes to crypto, decentralization and how they're buying and selling, it's so wild that we don't really know. We don't really know what they're doing behind the scenes.
But how, as a developer, how would a blockchain get that much action if they weren't doing that? Because no one's using Base or Binance blockchains for anything else, right? It's just them.
Well,
do other people use it? No one builds on it.
I mean,
no one sends transactions on it.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not sure, but from the stats I'm looking at here, let's just take Base for example. In the past 24 hours, which this is quite surprising, is it has had $703 million worth of volume. It's one of the highest
10 times
here.
Tron.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. And then that's like, what about
and there are 1,300.
What about Sol?
So Sol, in the past 24 hours, has had $1.6 billion worth of volume.
But there's a lot of stuff built on that.
Yes, that's true. And with Sol's got 3,800 tokens on that chain.
Yeah.
Base has 1,300. So it's a lot. There's a lot going on there, I guess, that we don't know. And just for comparison, Ethereum has 5,200 tokens or coins, as some people might say. Number 8, Arbitrum.
Yeah, big fan.
Total value at this moment in time,
1.8 billion.
2.4. And that has 822 registered coins.
That's not very many.
It's not a lot, considering the numbers we've just been blasting out.
Yeah. I would have thought it was in the thousands.
Yeah. No, it's not. Which is interesting. Arbitrum is one of the biggest L2s. It is the biggest L2.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I guess as well, you don't need as many coins if you're a layer 2 chain.
No. You don't, it depends what you're doing there as well.
Yeah. I mean, you don't even need many coins. You could have one coin.
Yeah, totally.
And just do derivatives of it.
Yeah.
It's just a number.
Number 9, and I've recently just discovered this, Sui.
Sui.
Yeah. S-U-I, Sui. Is that how you pronounce it? Sui?
Sui. Yeah,
Sui? I remember there's a pronunciation on their website. Hold on. Sui. Yeah. So
S-W-E-E.
Yeah.
Sui.
It's sort of, yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'm guessing anyway. That's what it's saying here.
Okay.
So Sui,
what is it?
Blockchain. That's coming in at 1.1 billion.
What is it though?
What is it?
Yeah.
It's a layer 1 blockchain.
What, and any utility or what?
I don't know. To be honest, I only recently discovered this.
It's crazy that there's so much money in these
I know.
blockchains.
Some of them are, what's crazy is some of them are fairly new and they are not really actively used. Like, for example, Sui only has 164 tokens created on it, or coins. So already it has it's at number 9 in the list, and it's got 1.1 million total value locked.
Right.
As of now. Someone could be watching this and I'm guaranteed there's going to be someone thinking, like, I can start my own blockchain.
Yeah.
And in a week's time, they might be in the top 10.
Yeah.
It's absolutely possible.
We should start a C-word blockchain.
Yeah, we should do. Just called C. I don't know.
C plus.
C.
Little dev joke.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, we'll keep that one in. And then in at number 10, I don't. Do you want to have a guess? Do you want to have a guess? I don't know.
No, yeah. Do I guess it a real chain or do I just make up a
I
word?
mean, you could make one. You could make one up, and it'd probably be on here somewhere.
Yeah.
Avalanche.
Avalanche.
Yeah, that's in at number 10.
I'm glad it's one that I'd heard of.
Yeah, and that has a TVL of 1.1 billion with 448 coins knocking about. And Avalanche has been around for a while.
Long time.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not entirely too sure about this, but I know that some developers have issues with building on Avalanche purely because when you calculate the address of a wallet a certain way, you're supposed to get the same address on every chain.
Yeah.
Providing it's all based on the Ethereum technology stack.
Yeah.
Avalanche, for some reason, you get a different address. I don't know why. I don't know why, but you get a different address.
And is there a way of translating it to
No.
what it should be? No.
No.
It's just wrong.
It's just a different address. I'm not too sure why.
Wild.
Yeah. It's crazy. So if I've just sorted this list now by 24-hour volume. So number 1 is Solana. $1.6 billion worth of movement.
I think, because it's so popular with like pump and dump scams.
Yeah, totally. And that's driving this stat massively, right? So you've got that.
Because it's movement as well. Isn't it? It's not just growth. It's
not just growth. It's the volume. So just like transactions, you know, I guess. But still, just consider for a second that like 1.6 billion, like it's not even it's not a small amount of money we're dealing with here. It's massive, huge amounts of money. It's billions.
And I don't dislike Sol, by the way.
Yeah.
It just has a lot of scam coins.
Yeah.
People choose it to do
of
scams.
Course, you know, and
that's not their fault.
Yeah. So and then we'll just quickly go through this. Number 2 is Binance Smart Chain with 1.6.
You would expect Binance and Base to be up there.
Yeah. Base is close. Base is number 4. Number 3 is Ethereum, 1 billion. Base is we covered this before. 24-hour volume of 103.
Yeah,
703.
I stand by the fact. It's not a fact. My assumption that they must just be. They're just whether they put everyone's fiat money into their own coin.
Yeah.
They just load up their blockchain.
Keep it in the family.
Yeah. Because really, if you're running like a centralized wallet, like a Coinbase, you need somewhere to keep everyone's money.
Yeah.
And it's easy to record.
It would make...
And check the logs.
It would make a lot of sense, but I imagine if I were to start a company that offered a centralized wallet and they wanted to keep it in this decentralized place, I can't help but think that, you know, the government would have something to say about that. They're going to be pissed.
Interesting point.
Yeah, because if there's one thing I know is that the government want to know where all that money is and want it at all times.
Yeah.
Right, accounted for. And this could be any government, right? No government wants to see their money just disappear, right?
No, I think it's still be accounted for, right?
Yeah, well, I would hope so, because I guess that's how stablecoins work.
Yeah, no, because, I mean, they're essentially setting up a stablecoin. So I think Coinbase will still have a bank account where everyone's fiat goes in each country or each different derivative. So there'll be like a euros pot, there'll be a pound pot, there'll be a dollar pot.
Yeah.
Each of those, when you put money in, it goes into a bank account that they have. It's just a traditional bank.
Yeah.
But they need to on-ramp it somehow.
Yeah.
So do they just create their own coins?
They could do.
As if people were buying it with the fiat and then
one to one.
Stable coin one-to-one against it.
Yeah.
And then they use that coin to trade.
It could very well be the case because that's how USDC is. They have...
But not USDT.
But not USDT. And it's quite funny because so for those that don't know what USDC is and USDT is, they are stable coins. And stable coins are called stable coins is because one of these coins, whether it be USDC or USDT, is worth exactly $1. It is pegged to the dollar.
USDT turns out it wasn't.
Well, this is
They
the
just
thing that
lied.
we're going to go into. So with USDC is pegged to the dollar, and it stays there because there is an understanding that one USDC has one real dollar behind it. Every single one of them. And
Yeah.
with the company that runs USDC, who are called Circle, they proved it, right? They've got it.
Yeah.
They've
They
got
let
it.
someone go into
Yeah,
vault.
it's been audited. They've got it. They've proved it.
Yeah.
And
I really hoped it was singles as well.
in what way? Oh, well, a single $1.
They go in a room and it's $1.
I'm not going to lie.
In a folder with
That's-
with the number of the coin on it, and you open it and it's like, yeah, one. This one, yes.
Do you know what?
One.
I'm not going to lie. I sort of imagined that that's how it would be as well. Like when you go into like some auditor walks in, there's a massive vault that just opens and it's just like miles high of $1 bills.
Yeah.
You know,
Every time someone creates it, they go down the bank and they're like, one more, please. And they go back and put it in the room.
I love it. I love it. That's how I want it to be. If someone knows how this audit process took place, please let me know.
We
So,
need to get a
you know, we need to know.
USDC guest.
And then there's another popular stable which has been around for a long, long time called Tether.
USDT.
Yes,
The T
USDT
is for
Tether. And Tether,
I think Tether's a better name than
it is totally,
Heist as
yeah,
well.
yeah, totally. And that was that came before USDC, and USDT again is pegged to $1 per coin, which is great for stability, obviously, and it's
Yeah.
predictable and it doesn't change.
I never
But-
really saw the point in them.
Yeah,
Just
but
get a dollar.
yeah, yeah, good point. But there's a real problem with USDT, which is the money is not accounted for.
Yes.
And I remember the audit. I remember hearing about the audit, and they basically, it was just the biggest load of like bollocks. Do you know what I mean? They
How dare you?
I mean, totally, right? I mean, that's literally how I felt, and I mean, I shouldn't have been surprised, really, should I? Because you know what I mean? It's the
Turns
crypto
out,
space. It's
yeah.
all sort of just
I was more
speculation.
surprised at USDC and USDT that one of them did have the money.
Yeah, yeah. Surprise,
right.
surprise! We're doing things right.
Yeah. Well done, USDC.
Yeah, well done. Keep it
Yeah.
up. Be a beacon of hope for the rest of us.
Yeah.
But USDT couldn't prove it, and it was really weird because
It's a
they
really
had.
easy thing to prove.
Yeah, totally. Just open that massive vault. Where is it?
Show me all the singles.
So basically, their report said, well, I can't remember the details, but they had a little bit of it, right? It wasn't a lot compared to the amount of USDT that's actually in
Yeah.
circulation.
And don't worry about the rest of it. We'll-
Yeah,
we'll
and
have it by
basically the
next
rest of it was just assets, and then the majority of the value came from like a document.
week. Yeah.
It was a document,
just an
and they
IOU.
said, the rest of the document is this is the value of it. The value of it is the rest that's missing. And I was just like, I could have come up with any PDF.
Yeah.
And said that's worth, 800 billion.
Yeah.
You know?
Or just make an NFT and just say it's worth that much.
Yeah. Could
If
do.
you're going to make bullshit up.
Yeah. And I think that's what people are doing.
Yeah.
That's why the TVL of these blockchains is so high. Because this is literally what's happening.
Yeah.
And it's wild. USDC, USDT. There are a lot of other stable coins as well. A lot of other chains have their own stable coins. Is there a stable coin in Solana? There must be, right?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah, there can't be. I mean, Solana has 3,800 coins. So some of them have got to be stable. But let's see. But I always toyed with the idea of creating a pound version of a stable coin. But I don't know if it is a valid idea because everything deals in dollars.
Yeah, it's weird.
That would just be confusing.
Yeah, I think I'd be interested to see what happens with BRICS.
Yeah.
Brazil, Russia,
Yeah.
India, China.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, well, BRICS is way more than that. It's Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and the UAE.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, they need to change the acronym, I think.
Yeah.
There's a better one in there somewhere.
But I think, yeah, because basically it's like world economies go. There's the dollar, and then there's the Europe, the sort of pound and the euro. And then there's everyone else.
Yeah.
Who are now sort of strategically forming into BRICS.
Yeah.
So I feel like BRICS would have its own stablecoin.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they have the possibility, let's put it that way, but I think they're just rinsing
Do you reckon
everyone else.
Yeah. You reckon you could like rustle up a few developers? Brazil, India, and China and Russia.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
There's
totally.
one or two devs knocking around in those countries.
Just a few, you know. I mean, but yeah, I often toyed with the idea of creating a, you know, well, there was one, wasn't there, called Britcoin?
Britcoin, yeah.
But that
was that not started by
the bank
government?
Yeah. The digital pound. Here we are. It's actually on Bank of England's website, but I believe they canned it.
Yeah.
They just stopped development of it. And that doesn't surprise me at all because
no, I mean
they would have come up with
it's just a stupid name.
Yeah, they would have come up with would have come up against legislation and people that are more interested in keeping
and it's called
pound.
The digital pound, which just sounds like
exactly, which is just like a
site.
representation.
You're not going to crack the crypto space with a name like digital pound.
No, you're not. You're not. And to be fair, I think.
No, we're issuing 69 coins.
Yeah.
And they're all getting pegged. It's like, come on. This isn't going to work.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's not going to work. Everyone's just the meme space will just be on fire, mate.
Yeah.
I had this like brainwave I need to tell you about.
Go on. Should I stop recording?
No, it's okay. You can keep recording. But so I had this brainwave. I was recently speaking to someone. They work in the financial space. They told me that the reason crypto, in their experience, has not been adopted, and hasn't made its way, you know, into shops and stuff like that. Apparently, the root cause of all of this is that no one understands it at the top level. No one understands it at the top level. Therefore, it can't trickle down. The decisions can't trickle down to make it happen because no one understands it in the first place. Yeah. So that's why
it's one of the many issues of having governments that are
absolutely
over 60.
Yeah, exactly. Over 60, who are stuck in certain ways. I mean, and in powerful positions. For example, I heard the video of Donald Trump getting into a Tesla, and it was like he said this one sentence that that made me realize the era that he lives in and come from. He basically sat down in the car and was just like, "There's a computer in it." Yeah. And we'll try and find.
Drive. He was. Born,
I think you're right.
Born rich. He's always just.
Do you know what? I heard that he doesn't drive.
Yeah, he grew up in New York as well. So.
Yeah. Does Donald Trump know how to dance, drive, play chess? That's what I've got here.
No, and definitely not.
Okay. Well, there's a few.
I don't even know if you can believe what you read.
Yeah, I'm not. So. Here's the thing. I saw the first couple of articles. It's not even worth going into it. But but the long story short is he got into the car and was just basically astounded by the fact that it was a computer. Yeah. You know, and that made me realize that again, it sort of adds substance to the fact that the people at the top are super basic. Yeah. In a certain sense, and they've got there through like incompetence, power, money, underhanded tactics and stuff like that. And obviously, it's not everyone, but it's most people, right? Yeah. Especially within the finance sector. And it got me thinking, well, where are all the people that do know about cryptocurrency? And where are they, right? Because surely you would think that they would be working their way up through the ranks
Yeah.
slowly but surely, and getting to the top. But it's not even happening. And do you know why? Because these people that know about crypto, they're like the crypto bros that you see on Twitter.
Yeah.
And getting in heated arguments and stuff, and, you know, doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
And they're not running companies. Well, they are. The thing is, they're the CTOs of like crypto companies,
Yeah.
but they're all batshit crazy, and
Yeah,
they
they're
are
not real
there.
companies, are they?
Yeah, they are there. They're in a different like ecosystem entirely. They are not in the tradition. They are not working for the traditional banking companies, which is why these companies don't know anything about cryptocurrency, and they are stuck in a particular environment because the people that do know are on Twitter having arguments. Do you know what I mean? So,
because a lot of them have only just started being like getting into crypto, like in the traditional banks, right? They announce it. They're like, okay, we're going to buy a shitload of Bitcoin.
But that's all they do. They just buy a shitload of Bitcoin. They just buy Bitcoin, and then they don't really know what to do with it. Yeah. They don't know how to make it a utility. They don't know how to turn it into a liquid asset in some way to be able to like use as cash, for example, or make it compatible with credit card providers like MasterCard and Visa. They don't know how to do it.
Yeah. I'm sure they were pretty close to just having a QR code to check out.
Yeah.
You know, like if you go to a shop and they scan everything through, and then there's an iPad that shows a QR code and you scan it, and then it transfers the amount that you owe for whatever you've taken. Over to whoever wants it, and you could choose whichever. Like you could choose. Fiat. You could choose crypto.
Well,
we could build that.
We could. The only companies I see making any sort of moves on this space in this particular area are the challenger banks.
Yeah.
Right, the new banks, the neobanks, or whatever you want to call them. You know, like the ones that basically are cutting edge. You'll never see Barclays doing it, but you might see Monzo doing it. You might see Revolut doing it. You might see Starling Bank doing it. And that is what is interesting. And I realized that it's not that they don't want to do it, maybe. It's probably more the fact that they don't know how.
But it's not like the bigger a company gets, the harder it is to get something done.
Yes,
because you have to get people to sign off on it, and then it goes up to someone that, like you said, just doesn't get it.
Yeah, someone doesn't get it, and I've been in that situation. I was on the receiving end of that situation where when the time came for the big bank to get involved, you know, they didn't turn up, and that was the end of that. Yeah. So, yeah, fascinating, and then it got me thinking. At what point will the crypto bros and girls grow up and decide, do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to take on, I'm going to go and start working for the banks, working their way up through the ranks, and eventually get into a high enough point where they can sign off on actually, getting crypto, the technology and infrastructure in place to get crypto used in the shops.
I think it'll probably go a different way. I think it'll be one of those companies that'll get so big it'll get acquired by a bank, and they'll, not that they'll switch and go into a bank and work their way up. It'll be like a bank will be like, I'm gonna buy, Pound Peg 69 as a company, and then we're going to take that and integrate into our offering as a bank. Yeah.
Well, I think that's the easy way, I think.
But then it would just become centralized. I think it'd be one of those where it's like, we really want crypto, but we don't want it so it could be this, and we don't want it so it does that, and we want it to just do this. And then it's like, you want it to just be.
And I think you're right. And I think there's just going to be some like massive battle that happens because of that, which is inevitable. I think it's going to happen. But what's going to happen is crypto's not going away.
No.
It's going to happen.
What about, I tell you who could do it? Vitalik.
He could. But I think
I got really nervous then because I realised I read his name a lot more than I've heard people say it.
No, Vitalik, or Vitalik.
Yeah. But not Vitalik.
Vitalite. Remember Vitalite?
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
That advert.
Yeah. Problematic.
He could, I think so.
I feel like
But-
he's respected enough. He gives
Yeah,
talks to,
he
like,
is.
different areas of tech.
But do you know what? I've just had this thought. I can just imagine him walking into, I don't know, getting a job at like Barclays or something like that, head of Web3. And he will come in with his vision, his passion, his knowledge, his technical understanding. You know, he knows this inside out.
Yeah.
And he will come up against some guy in a suit
Yeah.
who is above him. And that guy in the suit will just say no.
Yeah. But I think that's why, it comes down to, is it going to be the two worlds merging, or is it just going to be a complete like death of banking and crypto take?
I think the term banking might take on another meaning.
Be easier for crypto to become a bank in the way that people use it than it would for a bank to become.
Well, they're trying.
crypto.
That's the thing, right? That's the crazy thing about it is, you know, whenever someone creates a wallet, they have this vision of it replacing your bank, and they have a vision of it replacing, you know, your everyday like money needs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's never happened. By the way, I just want to say it's never happened. It's not a thing that's ever happened. And because the technology is too hard to use, and you still can't go into the shop and pay for a chocolate bar.
No.
And then people straight away deprioritize it in their life straight away to like play money, monopoly money straight away. You know, because if you can't, if I'm hungry and I want to go to a shop and buy food, I know for a fact that I can't go into the Greg's down the road
Yeah.
and pay with USDC. So it is just not a legitimate use,
Yeah.
which is hard. And until we get to that point, your
then you
wallet
just
will
said,
never
like,
be a bank.
The United States dollar is seen as legitimate currency. I have it at home. I'm not suggesting someone comes in with a monkey wrench hack.
Yeah, please.
I don't have loads. You know, just like when you get back from being in a country, and you have some left over.
Yeah.
If I took a $20 bill to Greg's, they also wouldn't accept that. It doesn't make it monopoly money.
True.
Like I
That's-
can't, you can say like, oh well, fiat you can buy food with, and it's like you can buy food with a fiat currency. Like I mean, I've seen it in some places where Americans do just turn up with dollars and be like, why can't I use this?
Yeah.
But that's a very different story.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to a different country and you've got your own currency in your pocket, it's useless.
Yeah.
You need an off ramp from British pounds into Vietnamese dong or
Yeah.
like yen. Do you know? Like, so I don't really see the comparison. It's like they're all just different currencies.
If we were to group them together, you know, you've got fiat currencies, currencies that are issued by a central bank, and they're all in one gang. And then you've got all the cryptos all in another gang. And I think the problem is these two gangs don't really get on. The problem is they don't play nicely.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, let's say you went into Greg's and you had $1. You could very easily walk to a bank and have it changed to your currency, to a currency that is accepted.
But like, I
But
could
that
also go
infrastructure
into
doesn't-
a Greg's and then go on my phone and I could off ramp
You could, yeah.
some Bitcoin into pounds and then spend that in Greg's.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I do know what you mean.
I said, like, I see that they're very different, but I think to the average person, it doesn't make a lot of difference.
yeah,
Like, if you got a load of currency that's not the currency that is taken in the shop, you just have to change it.
if it was easier to interchange the tokens and the currencies,
Yeah.
this wouldn't be a problem, but it's too hard.
Yeah.
I think that's where the biggest problem is.
Unless
you
all
know?
currencies were made on the same chip.
Yeah. Unless there was some sort of like barrierless solution.
Like, I mean, there's still the Ethereum technology stack.
If one of the big merchants decided to create a e-commerce focused chain
Yeah.
where all currencies could live, for example, and any fiat currencies had tokenized versions of it on that chain and was all supported. I know this has been tried.
'Cause it wouldn't be hard to even like work out the exchange rates.
No, it wouldn't.
If we stick with the Greg's example,
Yeah.
and you went in and they're like, we want this much for a sausage roll, and you just tap your phone and it takes out whichever currency you want.
Yeah.
If you just decide that I'm only going to pay with stuff with, I don't know, Solana today,
hmm
and everything you tap is just coming out of your Salt wallet,
Yeah.
but for the pound value while you're there, but it could also work wherever you were in the world.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
It would be amazing. And I know that certain bits of technology are being put in place to try and accommodate this.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of hurdles, way more hurdles than I ever thought that there would be.
Yeah.
Right. And that's still what we're fighting with, like, constantly. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of like AI coins that are starting to pop up, but I don't really know how much reach that has. So basically, these are just
AI super.
Yeah, these are. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure, but basically, there's a lot of AI coins appearing, and I need to do more research on that. And this is probably something we're going to cover on the next one. We're finally going to do it. We're going to merge AI and crypto together, and we're going to see what's going to happen. So
really big episode for me.
So I think that's what our next episode is going to talk about, and it's going to be wild.
Yeah.
Because for those that are watching that don't know, Matt is big into AI.
Yeah,
that's your job.
My day job is AI stuff.
So we're going to merge the two together, and we always did say it was going to be a podcast about crypto, AI, and future technology. Yeah. So crypto is just more hilarious to talk about sometimes.
Yeah, and that's kind of we met in traditional tech, but quite quickly a lot of the stuff that we did was crypto based.
Yeah, I know how time flies.
Wild. Yeah.
And we still have the story of Seacoin.
Yeah, the mine,
the crypto mine that we ran.
What's Seacoin? Where's that on this block?
Seacoin, I think it's just
dead.
I don't think it's on here. Hold on, see it. Nothing. I think it only exists in a subreddit somewhere. It's been relegated to the dark areas of the web.
Did we even sell it on our bit before?
I don't know. But that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
We still have that one to go through. We've still got a lot to talk about.
Part of that mining thing genuinely felt like working in a mine. Like, going into a room full of servers
above a pizza shop.
Yeah.
In Kingston. Yeah. That was hilarious. But I guess we still have a lot to talk about in terms of like AI, future technology, how cryptocurrency is going to run into it all. And it will do the way things are going, because we know for sure that absolutely there's Donald Trump, for example, has absolutely no interest in cryptocurrency. He doesn't even know what it is.
No.
So someone is pulling the strings.
Had a computer in it.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's pulling the strings, right? Yeah. So, let's see how this goes. Tune into next episode.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe, please, because we need to know how we're doing. And comment.
Yeah, no, I said that as a joke, but I realised I was people to do that.
Comment as well, because we would love to know what you're thinking. And if you got any questions around cryptocurrency as well, let us know, because we will try and answer them. And we know everyone's got questions because we get stopped in the street for it.
Yeah, what is Tron?
Yeah, yeah. Maybe you could tell us, because I'm surprised to see that it has $75 million worth of transactions in the last 24 hours alone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be spending all of my baby's nap times reading about.
Yeah. So that's wild.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Can't wait.
All right. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.